Hidden in plain sight is how I would describe the restaurant we're visiting today. It's in an area where there are numerous cafes and restaurants, but those establishments can be found on the streets adjacent and behind this semi-secret Vietnamese noodle soup shop. In fact, I wouldn't have known about this if not for the recommendation of my foodie friend A, so shout out to her. This is Nam Nam number 20 and this is their New Manila branch that appears to be in a converted townhouse. The garage is used for customer seating, so parking is a challenge as the only spots directly available are across the street, and it's better to do so later in the day. They also have another branch in Maginhawa, though I am told that the New Manila location is already the bigger space of the two, even though only the first floor is in use. And here's what it looks like at night. Now, the thing about Nam Nam is that they have a simple selection. The core food menu consists of all of 4 dishes, 2 noodle soups, and fried or fresh spring rolls. Then flip to the back and it's the drink menu. They also just started selling buncha, so it's still on the chalkboard at this point, and they offer 1 type of dessert. But before you write this eatery off, I've already been here some 5 times and I can attest that while the selection may be limited, each and every dish and drink I've tried was done well. So what may be perceived as a lack of diversity is made up for by consistency. The lemongrass is a fitting drink to start the review off. For an additional 70 pesos, you can have it spiked, though I have only ever tried the regular version. This is a wonderfully refreshing beverage and I feel like they should start offering this by the pitcher. It tastes exactly like a hotel welcome drink with a perfect level of lemongrass infusion that the flavor is pronounced without starting to taste like soup. It's sweet but not sticky sweet with a hint of mild tartness like tamarind or something similar, and the mint leaves add an additional freshness. This is what the hot cafe looks like. Theirs is a nice and strong cup but not too bitter according to M, who is the coffee expert between the two of us. They also aren't heavy-handed with the condensed milk. Here's what it looks like when you order it iced. The fresh spring roll features sliced shrimp and thinly sliced pork, as well as shiso leaf for an added slightly fuzzy texture. The peanut sauce is lightly sweet, so it doesn't come across as peanut buttery, and it also isn't as sweet as our Pinoy fresh lumpia sauce. You're getting more of the fresh peanut paste flavor here. For the fried spring rolls, you may notice that it looks a little different in this clip than it did earlier beside the fresh spring roll. So feel free to rewind the video and check that out. But on my most recent visit, the crispy spring roll wrapper appears to have more bubbles. Mas pinaputok kumbaga, whereas the previous version had a smoother skin. This comes with a garlicky vinegar dip with a mild spiciness to it. So now let's move on to the noodle soups. The pho bo has a delicious clear broth with a slight sweetness and isn't overly spiced. It is served with tender, very thin beef slices and comes with hoisin and hot sauces. But most of the time, we skip the sauces and enjoy the broth's flavor as is. My personal favorite, the bun bo hue, aka the one with the red soup, has a beefy broth that when compared to the pho, is saltier, beefier, and has some slight natural sourness to it. In short, the flavors are more pronounced, and the beef here is in bigger chunks, but are still very tender. This also comes with a chili sauce that's loaded with garlic. For 150 pesos, I would describe the buncha as a merienda-sized serving. It comes with meatballs and a sweet and sour vinegar and fish sauce concoction that has a fruity sweetness to it that I would liken to plum sauce. If you haven't tried this before, you just mix the herbs, vegetables, and other toppings with the rice noodles, as well as the vinegar patis sauce. Think of it like a Vietnamese version of a pasta salad. The cheesecake is actually outsourced and comes from Sadie's. But this is the best way to try a slice if you aren't sure about committing to a whole 7 or 9-inch cheesecake just yet. It is as rich and indulgent as it looks, with a creamy smooth texture that melts in the mouth. And yes, it is almost the price of the pho bo, so what we did was order a slice to share among friends. Please subscribe for more content like this.